No pressure. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of One of One. George here, along with my tag team partner, Mr. Sam Nelson. It's been a little bit since we've done one of these, my friend.
Roll Tide.
Wrong group. wrong grouping. We're on today's docket, the NFC Saturday game matchups and the who, what, where, ifs and buts and candies and nuts, and everybody'd have a Merry Christmas, as my friend Scott Sanders would say.
What did you just say?
Welcome, everybody, as well, that are watching on the Three Geeks channel. Thank you very much for tuning in, as well as, of course, ours and DA. So sit back, relax, and let's jump on this bad boy, Sam. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? There he is.
Wow.
Where'd you go to? Saturday.
Off already? I didn't say anything.
Saturday, 4:30 on your ABC affiliate. Mr. Jason Taylor, how are you, sir? How you doing? The man, the myth, the legend of the Three Geeks channel. Thank you for having us, Jason. Appreciate it as always for the line. Getting back to Saturday, 4:30, Tampa Bay favored by 3 at home. Winner, division champ, unfortunately, hosts the wild card against one of the following big three from the NFC West, no matter what. And the loser, well, see you next year. Have a nice day.
Pretty much.
Sam, this is one, it's not who we even thought would be fighting for the division overall. We figured Tampa Bay would pretty much be a cakewalk at the beginning of the season. I did not have on my bingo card the Panthers resurrecting. I knew that they were going to be better from last year because they showed the flashes at time, but nothing like this.
To make that drastic of a change in 1 year for a team like the Panthers, I mean, it felt like you were coming into the season with more questions than you had answers. Worst defense, one of the worst defenses in football last year. Clearly, that's not the case. They've won a lot of one-score games because of it. A lot of offseason additions to that unit. Offensively, they made some tweaks. They signed Rico Dowdle, even though they already had Chuba Hubbard. So you're like, okay, where are we going with this? Then, of course, they draft Ted McMillan, who's been a freaking monster, as I think we all expected him to be. But once again, the big wild card in this whole thing, and the big reason why they are in this position is because the development of Bryce Young. And yes, even though he was benched earlier for a bit this year, it clearly did him some good. He's been a different quarterback since then.
I agree.
Credit to Dave Canales, who, of course, is in that Todd Bowles revolving door of offensive coordinators that just finds a way to do a good job. I mean, him, Liam Cohen. I'm sure the guy that's there now, the guy that's there now may not get a job now because of this collapse they're in, but he's done a good job. They went to a run-first approach. They've run the football very effectively this year. Bryce Young has done enough. He's kind of in that way of, look, just don't lose the game. We're not going to ask you to throw the ball 45 times a game, throw for 350. Just don't lose the game for us.
Yeah, they're showing some very good game management,
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, that's been the most impressive part about it. Tampa Bay, on the other hand, the injury bug has really hurt them this season. And I think that's the one of the big reasons why they are where they're at. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, it's not been pretty. I mean, every single offensive weapon they've had. Mike Evans missed most of the year. Chris Godwin in and out of the lineup. Ibuka even had a couple games with the hamstring issue. McMillan just got back over the past month from a neck injury. Bucky Irving, who missed basically 2 months of the season, they refused to place on injured reserve.
Yeah, that killed my fantasy team. Thanks a lot, Tampa.
And Bill Tyler's too. I mean, Tristan Wirfs banged up. I mean, they're banged up all over the place.
Yeah, right now, like I said, I'm shocked that it's Tampa Bay -3. Usually Vegas goes with that whole, hey, the home team will get the 3 points. And that's pretty much, this is, as Justin would say, this is a pick 'em game, boys and girls. But for as poor as Tampa has even played over the past couple of weeks, yeah, Carolina, I think, comes out on top on this one. I just think
see this is
I just think they're really, I think they're more hungry for it than Tampa Bay is. I mean, I hope that they prove me wrong. Granted, this is going to be a fantastic game. I'm hoping the over-under is only 43. So even Vegas is expecting this to be close. And I don't doubt this one bit. I'm looking forward to this. This is going to be a lot of fun to watch.
well, agreed.
You know.
Well, let's mind if I'll pull something up for heading into this week.
Go ahead.
I'll just put up on the phone here. Got a little. Let's see how the injury report looks.
Oh yeah.
So for Carolina, they're actually looking. Okay, so they have Tershawn Wharton, who is one of their D tackles, questionable with that hamstring, and he's been having that issue for a while now. So he's one of their interior pass rushers. So that could put a little wrinkle into something, because we all know how interior pass rushers help out a lot in today's NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Take note, everybody that doesn't watch the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no names, please.
Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Moro Ojomo, just, And now for Tampa. All right, so for Tampa, it says the whole team is dead, so they're actually not playing tomorrow. Okay. I mean, on Saturday. The whole team is dead. No. All right. Big one here for Tampa. Jamel Dean is going to be out. So he's out with a shoulder injury. Going up against Tet McMillan, that's not great, because I believe they also have Zion McCollum, who's on IR. So not a good start to the week when your secondary is already kind of banged up.
No, not at all.
Yep, McCollum is still on IR. Anything else from the Tampa side? Nothing that looks to be very impactful. Actually, wait. I thought they said Kalaja Cansey was a chance to be activated from IR. No update on him yet. So, but yeah, so no Dean, no Zion McCollum for Tampa Bay. So that secondary is a little depleted right now.
Which, of course, just looks that much better for Carolina. And that's not a good situation to be in.
No.
I mean, it is funny, as it's like, yes, you get, I mean, especially for Carolina, yes, you get the division, you get to host the wild card game, but you're kind of hoping for one team in particular, because you own their rear ends. You own them, and you own them big. And of course, that's going to have to figure on what happens with game 2. But that Carolina would love to basically repeat their performance against the Rams to move on.
Oh, absolutely.
You know,
Now, the one thing I will say is that Tampa is the home team. That is a big advantage in these matchups because Carolina, and I also, a big factor in this also is that both these teams just played each other 2 weeks ago.
mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, I still don't like when they schedule it like that.
Yeah, I don't either. I'm not getting to be a proponent of this. I mean, you had the Seahawks and 49ers play against each other in week 1, and now you're waiting to the end of the season. These guys, it was just 2 weeks ago. It's like, come on. The every other week thing actually had done a few of the teams. Several of these teams have had to do that. I like, hey, play your division game, week 1, then like week 8, week 12, and then week 18, pull the last one. It's like,
Exactly.
don't go with the every other week thing. I mean, come on. You can spread it out a lot better than this.
Yeah,
This
no,
is
they did
just
that with us.
stupid.
We had the same problem earlier this year too. We played the Giants on Thursday Night Football, then 2 weeks later played them again in Philly. It's like, no, space it out. Give these teams, especially division games, man. It's just they mean so much to these teams. Why do it to have a division opponent taken out of your schedule within the first month of the season?
I mean, it was like the Bears Packers. I mean, granted, we got we got 2 fantastic games. I'm not going to lie, but to have it just 2 weeks apart from each other, I could have, space it out at least a good month. Come on, give it 4 weeks.
And we're in the midst of it again. We just played the Commanders 2 weeks ago. We're playing them on Sunday.
Yeah, and it could even turn out to be uglier. As right now, I'm gonna flip it right to segueing into our next game, because the whole ifs and buts and everything. The if situation, I'll start off with the Seahawks and 49ers. If the Seahawks win, the 49ers fall to 5. No matter what, if the hypothetical stuff of, well, if San Francisco beats said winner of Panthers or Bucks, the next game is right back against the Seahawks the next week. So if you get that number 1 seed, for example, if it's flipped the other way around, the Seahawks end up at 5 if the 49ers are at 1, and the Rams get bumped down to 6. The Seahawks can't fall to 6. They own the tiebreaker over the Rams. So if the 49ers do come out on top, and then the Seahawks end up going and beating either said Panthers or Bucks, you've got Seahawks at 49ers again, literally 2 weeks apart from each other.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. It's just like, really? Okay. I mean, yeah, I guess that's because the way things get seeded, and the number 1 seed of this game. I mean, again, this is kind of one of the things that I saw so far. It's still holding. Seattle's favored by 1.5 in Santa Clara. I was like, okay, that's a little interesting. But all right. My boys ain't even favored at home. That's kind of scary. But then again, the Seahawks have been very strong. But again, both the NFC West had kind of a light schedule. But to play against each other and these 2 teams dominating in the division the way they have, Sam, yeah.
All right, let's see. Well, for San Francisco going into this week, you got Trent Williams, George Kittle, and Ricky Pearsall all listed as questionable. Kittle, I expect to play. Pearsall, I expect to play.
Mhm.
Trent Williams did leave last game with that hamstring injury, so that will be something to keep an eye on for the inactive list tomorrow on Saturday.
Yeah.
If I say tomorrow one more time, cut me off,
Guys,
cut me out.
I know, I know. All this time off of work just is messing with our heads, man.
Yeah, until Sunday night when I cry because I gotta go back to work.
Right? Well, it's okay. We get to go to bed early. There's two other goofballs who play for an elimination game. It's like, yeah, who
No,
cares?
no, that basically is who wants to lose this division more, gentlemen.
Right? Who wants to go home early?
Let me Snoop Hundley versus Mason Rudolph, and let's have some entertainment.
Right. So, the whole ifs, of course, as we've got listed here. If the Seahawks lose on Saturday, they are the 5 seed. They can't fall any further. If the 49ers lose on Saturday and the Rams lose on Sunday, the 49ers are the 5 seed. If the 49ers lose and the Rams win, the Rams are the 5 seed since they hold the tiebreaker. And that would put, going over and looking at the 6 seed, the wild card, they will play either Bears, who are currently listed, and Eagles, depending on how those two finish out on Sunday.
Yes.
So, who, as far as an Eagles guy, are you hoping to stay at the 3 seed? Or are you praying that you get the 2 seed so you can beat up on the Packers?
I don't. So see, here's the thing. I am not one of these Eagle fans that say, "Oh, well, I want this opponent because this." I don't care who I play, to be honest.
Who are you more concerned about? If you're at 3, if you stay at 3,
Okay.
who are you more concerned about, the Rams or the 49ers? It's a legit question.
Well, it is a legit question because obviously, it's two offensive masterminds in Shanahan McVay. Both teams have weapons that scare me. San Fran's got McCaffrey and Kittle. And then, of course, the Rams have Puka and they've got Devontae and Kyron Williams. And I'm not right. Kyron Williams is a 5. I'm afraid that they have 2 running backs now that drive me nuts.
Right. Corum's there too.
Yeah. I will say the Rams only because I am still one of the realistic Eagle fans that, like I said, you can keep banging the door down and saying, fire the offensive coordinator. He's the biggest problem. The offensive line has been awful all season. Lane Johnson has not played in almost 2 months. He's going to come back for the playoffs. He hasn't played for 2 months. That's a concern. Tyler Steen at right guard is a concern. Cam Jurgens coming off a back surgery, having a torn up knee. Landon Dickerson's had multiple injuries. Jordan Mailata hasn't been very consistent. I am more afraid of the Rams because I am afraid that my offensive line has to go up against that front with Jarrett Verse, with Kobe Turner, with Byron freaking Young, with Josiah Stewart, with Brandon Fisk. That's what scares me.
Okay. I thought you might have went with the 49ers and noting about Robert Saleh pulling off anything and everything with the defense, who's missing some key bodies and still holding people off. Because right now, I think without Robert being there, if this would have been Robert still stuck with the Jets, the 49ers are not where they're at.
Absolutely not. Robert Saleh is... I'm going to hate the fact that he's going to get freaking probably more head coaching options again, and I kind of want him to stay where he is because I just think San Fran as their DC is a perfect spot.
I don't think he's interested. I think the Jets thing put a sour taste in his mouth, and he's like, you know what? I'm good.
That'll burn anybody out. Look at Aaron Glenn. He may get fired
Oh,
after 1 year.
I think if I'm Aaron, I'm begging to go back to Detroit.
I'm call.
I'd
I'm
call
call.
Dan. I'd call Dan in a minute, going, dude, I'm coming back.
Call him in a minute. I've been sending. I would have been sending him text messages since week 1. Need me back yet? How about now? Now? Yeah, I would have. I would no problem.
Or even a crazier thought, he might even go over to Chicago and help out Ben.
I don't know though, because I think Dennis Allen and that staff have done a pretty solid job. I'll tell you. I'll tell you one thing. Chicago, they better be careful because Dennis Allen's a good defensive coordinator. There's somebody on that Bears staff that's going to get poached to be a defensive coordinator in the near future. And that's Al Harris, their defensive backs coach.
Okay.
Go look at the track record. Cowboys DB's coach from 2020 to last year. Trayvon Diggs, 11 interceptions. Deron Bland, like 12 interceptions, like 5 pick sixes 1 year. Now, all of a sudden, Chicago leads the NFL in interceptions. Kevin Byard, 6. Nashawn Wright has 5. CJ Gardner-Johnson, they picked up 8 weeks into the season. He's been playing like a madman. Oh, by the way, this is a secondary that only had Kyler Gordon for 3 games, and they've only had Jalen Johnson for like 6, and they're still that good. When Al Harris gets picked up by a team to be their defensive coordinator, watch this back.
And, you get, if everything holds in its current state, you get the Bears playing the Packers again in the first round of the playoffs.
Good Lord, have fun.
And at the rate the Packers are hurting, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good at all.
The Packers are the walking wounded.
And Detroit had every opportunity, totally blew every opportunity they had, because with the Packers falling as fast and as hard as they are, Detroit would have been, I think, a better matchup overall in the end.
Yeah, sucks not having Ben Johnson anymore, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
But I was told that I was overreacted to that.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, my head coach loses his offensive coordinator every year and still gets to the postseason on a consistent basis.
Yeah, that's kind of a scary situation too.
Because no matter how much Detroit was always banged up on the defensive side of the ball, you knew the offense was enough to bail it out. If they told Ben Johnson, we have to score a touchdown on every drive, he'd be like, okay, hold my beer, watch this. They ain't got that no more.
No, they don't. So
if there's one thing we know about Dan Campbell, remember back to that last year, Rodgers was in Green Bay. He likes to play spoiler. Yes, so if he wants to take the 2 seed away from the Bears, I greatly appreciate it. Now, we've already announced that we're going to rest some guys. Like I believe Jalen Hurts isn't playing on Sunday. I think we've already kind of because the problem is it's the same thing. 2023, the Eagles were locked into the one wild card spot. They couldn't move anywhere else. But Nick said, no, we're going to go up to MetLife and everyone's playing. We got to get into a rhythm. Well, A.J. Brown tore his knee up, and guess who didn't play in the playoffs that year?
Yeah.
So Nick is always going to prioritize health over seeding, because personally, if the Eagles can get – now the Eagles' run game over the past little bit has been getting better. It wasn't great in Buffalo, but it had some spurts in it where they had a couple of nice runs. But before that, they were starting to run the football effectively again. If the Eagles can get their run game halfway close to what it was last year for the playoffs, with that defense, I will go on the road and play anybody. I don't even care if I'm at home. I'll go anywhere. I'll go to Chicago. I'll go to L.A. I'll go in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. I'll play anybody.
Well, as far as your seating goes, it's not like you're, going anywhere. So you're favored only by 4.5. The over-under is 38.5. So they're expecting everything else too. It's going to be.
That's a lot of points for Tanner McKee and Josh Johnson to put up, guys.
I was just going to say, yeah, nobody's playing anybody worth anything. So, yeah,
Exactly.
it's going to be rough. It'll be a rough game. But I believe that's why, 425, you've got, what options? You're probably going to see, I think for us, we're probably going to get Detroit at Chicago. We could end up with the Denver LA game, though. We could end up with that one. I think that one's the one that's got more significance because everything else is just looks totally lopsided. So for the 425 matchups.
If I'm not mistaken, didn't Harbaugh already say they're resting Herbert?
That's probably why Denver is favored by 12.5, but the over-under is only 37.5.
So the score's going to be 37-0 Broncos. Got it.
That's going to be rough. That's going to be rough. So, that's brutal.
Gonna have so much fun tomorrow night on the Friday night gridiron picks to pick some of these joke games.
Yeah, I mean, because there are a lot that are double-digit heavy favorites too.
Yeah.
New England, Denver, Houston, Jacksonville, all double digits. And it's like, wow, okay. So yeah, I expect a lot of nobodies, third, fourth stringers to be playing through Sunday easily.
Well, it's like Eagles injury report came out today. Marcus Epps is in the concussion protocol. Jalen Carter hasn't practiced this week. Goddard hasn't practiced all week. And people are like, oh my God, we're so hurt. I'm like, they're not going to play anyway.
Right.
Some guys are going to get literally a week off, not just the game day. They're not going to practice. They're going to get time off. The Eagles are giving their starters a bye week. That is what they're getting.
Oh,
like some of these guys are getting bye weeks because they need it. Like Justin Herbert, he doesn't need to play on Sunday. He's got a broken freaking hand, for God's sakes.
Yeah, and you're already pretty much knowing, okay, these guys have, and we'll be covering AFC stuff possibly tomorrow, as far as the who, what, and where, and checking up on the rest of those games that will all occur on Sunday. So check in with us. Got a good shot at doing it tomorrow, more than likely. Unless, we feel froggy and we got nothing else to do tonight. Maybe we might, if you want to kick it tonight, we can kick it tonight.
Might as well, because I got the gridiron picks tomorrow. So
but that's not till later.
That is, oh God.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I keeping fingers crossed, and we can pump a little bit more meds and fluids through Bryce. We've got basketball tomorrow night, no matter what, for me. So and it'll be his 15th birthday, so it'll suck to be sick on his birthday if he's still sick. So
well, that just sucks in general.
Yeah. But no, final thoughts of who would you pick for Carolina, Tampa Bay? Who you got?
This is going to come down to which quarterback makes the least amount of mistakes. Baker has not been playing well lately. Bryce Young has been, but then, of course, he did play Seattle last week. He didn't play too great. So I haven't fully jumped back into the fully trust wagon on Bryce Young. I've gotten more confident in him as the season has gone on. Oh, this is tough. I'm going to go, you know what? I'm going to go with the Panthers.
Same here.
I'm going with Carolina.
Same here. I think Tampa Bay's just got some offense, and that's it. Just can't trust that defense.
I can't trust their offense either.
Saturday night, Seahawks 49ers. I mean, yeah, You know, I'm a 49ers guy. You know, I'm going to pull for them all the way through. But I'm not going to lie. That is going to be one of, I think, the best games. I mean, the Seahawks Rams put on a clinic and put on some entertainment a few weeks ago. But whoo, baby, this one's for all the marbles. I think everybody pulls out all the stops. I'm really looking forward to this one. I'm just keeping my fingers crossed my boys can hold it in.
The Trent Williams, I'm expecting Kittle and Pearsall to play. The Trent Williams injury concerns me because even if he plays, a hamstring injury does not heal in a week.
It depends on how light that is. I mean, it was kind of
yes, but here's the thing: he is not a light man.
Yeah, well, he's
a large man.
but he was on the sidelines. He was walking around pretty decently, even on the sidelines after he was pulled out. So
look, the Niners were going up the field on the Bears every drive. That could have been precautionary because Shanahan was like, dude, I'll just hit a bunch of quick strike throws and I'll be moving this ball with no problem.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it was.
And this is what I'm freaking talking about with these teams about coaching, man. This is what I love about these teams in the NFC. Coaching freaking matters.
And the score going back and forth, the volleyball effect to the scoring. Oh, my gosh.
Just look at certain instances over the past few years. The Eagles are going through offensive coordinators every year. They're still a playoff team every year. That's coaching. The Niners are down their entire team almost on both sides of the ball. They're battling for the 1 seed. That's coaching. Look at what happened in Minnesota last year with Sam Darnold. That's coaching. Look at the Colts before Daniel Jones. That's coaching. Look at the Jags. That's coaching. The Chargers. I could go on and on. Coaching. This is the biggest year in the NFL where coaching has mother freaking mattered.
Yeah, and how they're going to pick a coach of the year? Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck. Good freaking
good luck.
Good luck. Because, wow, is all that can be said. Coach of the year. Oh my gosh. Sean Payton, Shanahan. Like you're right. You could go on and on. It's between
Harbaugh, Ben Johnson, Shanahan, Cohen,
Vrabel. Don't forget about Vrabel too. I mean, holy crap!
With Seattle,
McDonald. Yep.
I feel like Sirianni and McVay, they're just like, yeah, you guys stay over there. You two are just always here, so stay out of this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's scary. It's scary. Good luck. Whoever has to vote on that, I'm not envious of that position because that is going to be very difficult.
Honorable mention, Kevin Stefanski.
Really?
Anywho, let's get back to our winners on a Saturday night.
I was gonna say, come on. No, this ain't DA. Let's
yeah, he's not gonna get. If there was 3 of us, I'd be booted. Trust me.
This ain't DA. We're stick to our format here. We don't want to go off the rails.
Well, we know what the A and DA stands for. I'm another A word, but it's not an Ace. Trust me. But anyway, what's the line? Wait, what's the line for Saturday night?
1.5.
Who's favored?
Seattle in Santa Clara. In Santa Clara. Yeah, I said that's what makes that very difficult.
I'm picking Seattle, not because I don't believe in the Niners. I think that 49ers team could beat anybody, anytime, any day. There is a big difference between Chicago and Seattle. Chicago's defense takes the football away. Yes. However, the Seahawks, that defense has one thing in mind every time they step on the field. They want to get down, put their hand in the dirt, and punch you square in the freaking mouth. They are the most, in my opinion, there are better defenses. I think the Eagles have a great defense. I think the Chargers and the Broncos have good defenses. The Texans have the best defense in the league, in my opinion. The Seahawks have the most physical defense in the league. And I think that is going to separate them in this matchup. I think San Fran, if there's someone that can counter it a little bit, it is Shanahan. But I still can that back end hold up against that speed with JSN and Shaheed? That's another question.
I just don't want this game ending in a tie.
It's not going to end in a freaking tie.
I don't want it. Dude, I'm just saying. For as much as the 49ers have gone back and forth with a lot of the teams so far, I'm scared about it because even if the teams tie, and although San Francisco did beat Seattle in week 1, somehow, I'm confused by it from what I read, was that the Seahawks still would get the number 1 seed. Because of the overall records. I'm sorry. That's right. The overall records, the 49ers are still a game behind. So that's why.
That's the only way we can get the 2 seed, because if we tie with Chicago and record, Chicago beat us, so they have the tiebreaker over us.
Yeah, that's right. The 49ers are still a game back. So yeah, I just do not want to tie.
I feel like this is like the tale of 2 weeks. The Niners last week had to go up against Ben Johnson. They had to outscore Ben Johnson. This, to me, I feel like this is the opposite. I think you're going to have to win a tough, low-scoring, physical game against Mike McDonald and his Seahawks, because that defense is awesome. But Sam Darnold still tends to turn the ball over sometimes.
Well, so does Brock. You saw Brock right off the rip threw a pick 6, and I'm sitting there going, dude, settle down. What the heck are you doing?
The biggest key to this game will come down to Robert Saleh. If he can turn Seattle into a one-dimensional offense, Niners have a good shot to win. Seahawks' run game this year already has been awfully inconsistent. If Saleh can take away Walker and Charbonnet completely and turn them into just a pass offense, that's how the Niners can win it. Don't get me wrong, Seattle's amazing. I mean, Darnold's had a great year. But, I mean, if you ask Sam Darnold to pass, eventually one of those balls are going to find a defensive player. So I'm going to pick the Seahawks, but I'm not overly confident outright the Seahawks are just going to win the game. First of all, so this line is 1.5. What's the line in the other game? In Carolina,
3. Tampa Bay favored. Tampa Bay favored by 3.
Any game that is 3.5 points or lower is a toss-up.
Right. And that's why I said Seattle 1.5. It's, as Justin would even say, it's a pick'em game.
I am more confident in my Panthers pick than my Seahawks pick. I will say that right now.
Yeah, like I said, I'm nervous as all get out about the Saturday night matchup big time. As long as the kids, he's still got, I know he won't be doing too much screaming, I think, but it'll be Kelly already said she may go get a hotel room. She may be calling up somebody
tonight.
She's like, I ain't going to deal with you 2 idiots screaming and yelling at the TV all night long. It's like, yeah, it's going to be tough to have to sit there and watch. It's like, and if San Francisco starts pulling away, and he wants to go head downstairs, I'm going to tell him, listen, don't walk away, because even a 14-point lead can disappear, or a 10-point lead can disappear in a heartbeat at the rate these two teams have been playing. So I'm not chancing out anything. But listen, for everybody who tuned in to check up on this, thank you very much. Thanks again to Jason letting us have the line on the 3 Geeks. This is Geeking Out on NFL playoffs upcoming. So thank you very much for tuning in. And again, we'll turn around and check up on the AFC side of fun things to come, either later this evening or some point tomorrow. We will turn around and we'll check you here soon. Thanks for tuning in.